Welcome to my review of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I just saw this at 9 o'clock. It's currently like 1 in the morning right now. Just setting up a review here for you guys on this movie. Kind of a little mini review just to kind of give you guys what I think about this film. Okay, to be honest with you, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good film. But there are some flaws, and some pretty big flaws. Okay, so this will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to get spoiled, then I suggest you leave, or else I'm gonna spoil things for you. So okay, basically, like in the beginning of this movie, it's really awesome. I love the beginning scene is actually my favorite scene. We get to see like the First Order invading like this village or whatever, and Poe Dameron is there, and then he gives like plans to BB-8, and then he's like, okay, bye, and then it was pretty good. It was actually a really good opening scene. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie, actually. So yeah, Poe Dameron was a great character. He was a great character. I liked him. Would have liked him to see him more in the film, though. I actually was really surprised at how much he wasn't in the film. So yeah, and then we eventually get introduced to Finn, and he helps Poe escape, and there was a really, really good relationship between them two, and I really enjoyed it. Felt natural and it felt awesome. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite scenes of the movie. It might just be my favorite scene. It's when Poe Dameron and Finn, when they steal the TIE fighter, and then they like get off. It's kind of a nice adventurous like friendship moment, and then they start shooting ships, and they're like, whoa. I mean, that's really cool. That's like good banter, something that the prequels didn't have. And let me just say that this movie is better than the prequels, like for sure. I kind of like it better than Empire. Okay, I know you guys are gonna freak out and stuff, but I happen to like Return of the Jedi and New Hope more than Empire, and maybe this film. And Empire is technically the best one, but I just happen to like the others better, just because I like it better. But yeah, this film was very suspenseful. I was very anxious to see what was gonna happen next, and that's one of the I liked it. That was great. Um, Kylo Ren. No, I'm gonna get to him later. Rey. We get introduced to Rey eventually, and Rey's character is very well. I love Rey's character. It's very great. She's probably the main character of this movie. Her character is just really great, and but there were some problems, and I'll explain that in the end. But Rey, her character is great. I love the way her character is played out. And one of my problems like that, I was gonna fear that the characters weren't gonna be played out that well in this movie, but man, were they played out well. Because judging by the trailers, they look so silent and so like dull. But man, the movie was good, and they showed off a lot of emotions. And Rey was crying in that one scene. It was like good acting. I'm gonna get to the problems a little sooner here. Okay, well, also we see Han Solo, which is great. Han Solo did great. Chewbacca did great. Great as always. And there's a part where like Chewie are back and stuff, and Han are back on the Falcon, and then these like space pirates come in, and then they like invade, and then they shoot. Then there's like this monster, and then it's like, oh my god, oh my god, and then they eventually end up having peace, and then they travel along, and yeah. But yeah. I was surprised that Rey wasn't Han Solo's daughter. I thought that would be his. I thought her dad would be Han Solo, but no. We eventually learned that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son, which was very good choice. I mean, I think that's a good choice, and it's Ben Solo. So yeah, great. Yeah, during the film, we just see the characters interact, and it's great. Poe Dameron is believed to be dead for a while, but he actually isn't. Um, yeah, when Maz Kanata's castle, there's some scenes there which are, pretty good. I mean, like, the illusion was kind of weird. I was like, what the heck? And yeah. I'm gonna get more to the problems here. Okay, so we eventually meet Supreme Leader Snoke, and he looks so terrible. I mean, I cannot buy that CGI for his character. It looks terrible. Like, it looks horrible. I mean, I can't even explain it. I mean, they're trying to rip off Empire kinda, and then they give him this horrible looking thing. It was just a complete fail, and I don't want to see him. I know we're gonna have to, but I don't want to see him. In the, like, okay, so they made a third Death Star, which is Starkiller Base. Oh, God. That is stupid. But let me just say that, like, I'm just gonna say this, but Kylo Ren is a really good villain. I'm gonna go to Kylo Ren before I do Starkiller Base. Kylo Ren is a really good villain. I liked him at the beginning of the film. I mean, he was very, like, strong, and he was very impactful. He was very threatening, and so rest of the First Order was also threatening, and they were very loyal. It was great. I'll get more into that later, though. Okay, so Starkiller Base, that was stupid. I don't know why. Are they seriously gonna repeat another Death Star with another exhaust port? That's dumb. Why would you do that? That's stupid. Come up with something new. But yeah, whatever. I'll live with it. I mean, it's not even have a big. It doesn't even have that much of a big part in the movie, and it eventually like blows up these planets. I think like. Did it blow up Coruscant? I think it might have blown up Coruscant because that was like a city planet. It might have been another one, but whatever. Yeah, but that when they blew up the planets, it made like it was crazy. I mean, you could see the people like ah. I mean, that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool seeing how like a planet would actually be destroyed, but it was still kind of dumb. And it made the First Order look really powerful. And Starkiller Base was obviously there, not much of a problem. Like when they were like on the snow planet. So in the end, they have to fight the Starkiller Base, and then they have to, they have battles and stuff, and we see like this huge battle. Resistance comes, helps, and Maz Kanata's castle or whatever, and then we see, when they're like there's like they're at Starkiller Base and stuff. Han Solo dies. He gets stabbed by Kylo Ren, and that was a gory death, and that was a very emotional scene. It was handled perfectly. It was like very like it was very scary. Like just the way it was handled. I mean, like Han Solo, like Princess Leia had asked him to when she was at the Rebel base, she had asked him to like she's like trying to bring him back, and then he's like and then he's like, okay, well, he didn't say anything, but yeah, it was just crazy, and yeah. He's like, son, come back, and he's like, Ben. And it was really like emotional, and he's like, take that mask off, and he took the mask off, and he's like, come back. And then for a second, I thought it was like Kylo Ren. He's like, he put the lightsaber, and I was like, oh, and then he stabs him, and wow, what a gory death. Han Solo's like, and then he gets kicked right off the edge of the cliff, and yeah, and then in the end we have a lightsaber duel, Rey and Finn versus Kylo Ren. Honestly, as a duel, like, they were pretty cool, but there was a problem. In the end, when Rey was fighting Kylo Ren, it was bad. It was just bad. She suddenly comes out of nowhere, and then she starts attacking him, and she's like gory, and she's destroying the hell out of him, and then all this, like, really? She had no training. I mean, really? That's just kind of dumb. I mean, there's no development there. So that was kind of dumb, how she just came out of nowhere and destroyed him, and then he gets, like, his face burned. So I guess we're gonna see Darth Vader 2.0. It's just kind of... I actually like how Kylo Ren wasn't Darth Vader, though. He was different, but they're probably making him into Darth Vader in episode 8, so spoiler alert. Chewbacca obviously helps Rey and Finn escape, and yeah, Finn is believed to be dead at the end, but he's actually not dead. And then she's like, I'll see you again, and then they find where Luke Skywalker is, which is kind of around the whole movie. I don't know, I talked about it. I mean, it's because everything else was like surrounded around it rather than surrounded like right in it. So yeah, and then Rey goes to Skellig Michael Island. I know that's not what it's called, but that's where the filming location was called. And then she gives Luke, and I was disappointed. Luke had like no appearance in this movie. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, he's Luke Skywalker. I mean, I hope in episode 8 we see him a lot more, because I was really disappointed at how lack of him in this film. It was ridiculous. So Luke Skywalker at the end, he's just like standing on a cliff, and he's like, he doesn't even have a line. He just like looks at her, and he's like, I guess I have to train you. So yeah, Han Solo did great, and he died. I mean, I already knew that. I mean, seriously, Harrison Ford wants his character killed off. But yeah, as a film, it was okay. Better than the prequels, maybe better than Empire. Not better than Jedi or A New Hope, and it kind of did copy off A New Hope, and I don't like that. It was a very dark movie, I must say. It was dark, and I liked that. I liked how it took a risk. Remember, like a year ago, people were like, Disney's gonna make Star Wars into a kids show. Well, look at it now. It's maybe the darkest Star Wars film besides Revenge of the Sith, and it might be even darker than that. So there you go. It's a dark film. It's really dark. So Episode 8, we might expect a lighter film. Who knows? And I really wanted to see what was going to happen after that, after Episode 7. So Episode 8, I'm anxious to see that. So as a film, it was okay. Well, I still watch Star Wars. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's all I gotta say. Bye.